Hi friends, welcome to Happy Nursing. This is Ila and today we will discuss about some educational reforms or some educational policies. In my previous video, I told you about the functions of education in individual and national life. Today we will discuss about some educational policies which are working towards the universalization of education. Now why we need universalization of education? Because after independence, Indian leaders realized that there were so many defects in our country's educational system, which was actually introduced by the British. Like there was no effort to teach the social and cultural conditions of our country. There was no emphasis on technical or vocational education. It did not fit the young men for practical life. And added to that, the educational system was so expensive that it was only limited to the privileged people of the society. Frankly speaking, the rich people of the society. There were no good schools and colleges in the rural areas. Moreover, it neglected the education of women. So they felt that universalization of education needed to be done. And keeping in mind the same goal, the Indian government set up some committees and commissions who worked towards the universalization of education system. So today we will be looking at those bodies or those policies which are working towards educational reforms or universalization of education. So let's get started. The first body which we will talk about is Indian University Commission. It was a body appointed in 1902 by the then Viceroy of India, Lord Curzon, for reforms in university education. But he did not include any Indian representative in this commission. Though some of the recommendations were implemented for elevating the standards of university teaching and promoting the advancement of learning, even then there was much dissatisfaction in the field. Eventually it was realized that the desired results were not achieved. Though large number of students were passing the university examinations, yet there was unemployment among the citizens. Therefore, after independence, an education commission was set up in 1948 under the chairmanship of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan for making desired improvements in the Indian University Commission. It was known as the Radhakrishnan Commission. Its recommendations were as follows. Improvement of secondary education is necessary to improve the quality of university education. More vocational institutions should be opened to reduce the burden of the university. Duration of past graduate for 2 years and honors graduate for 3 years. The curriculum for the first year for every discipline of engineering should be the same. Work experience should be given same importance along with the formal education. Before giving the recognition to a college, the status and capacity of the college for the student evaluation should be verified. Opening of new technological institutes. The engineering students should be given practical training at the concerned industrial centers. Provision for higher education and research should be made in the field of engineering. Next is the Secondary Education Commission. Secondary Education Commission was set up on 23rd September 1952 under the chairmanship of Dr. Lakshman Swami Mudaliar, who was the ex-Vice Chancellor of the Madras University. It was also known as the Mudaliar Commission. It has contributed towards the development of secondary education in the country by making the following recommendations. To produce ideal citizens. No nation can progress without the development of its citizens. Therefore, the purpose of education should be to produce citizens who are prepared to take social responsibilities and perform social duties and can sacrifice for their nation. To develop the capacity for earning money. After finishing secondary education, one should be able to earn enough money for earning his own livelihood and sustain his life. Quality of leadership. Secondary education should develop the quality of leadership in students because it is necessary for the development of the country as a whole. To develop human virtues. The curriculum in secondary education should have such subjects which may implant the virtues like spirit of cooperation, discipline, humility, love, kindness and the feelings of brotherhood in students. Duration of secondary education. Secondary level education should be for children between 11 to 17 years of age. These 7 years were divided into two parts, junior high school for 3 years and high school for 4 years. Secondary education reforms and changes. The Commission has suggested some changes in the secondary school curriculum. Those were to open multipurpose schools according to the varying interest and needs of students, and the multipurpose school should be opened near the industrial institute. The students of these two types of institutions should learn from each other. Next is agriculture should be made a compulsory subject for the school in the village. In big cities, technical areas should be established on the demand of the local public. Home science should be made compulsory for girls. Then medium of instruction. The mother tongue or the state language should be made the medium of instruction. In view of this goal, the following two steps were decided. The students should be taught at least 2 languages at the junior high school stage, and at the secondary stage, students should learn at least 3 languages: the national language, the mother tongue or the regional language, and the foreign language. Next is curriculum of secondary education. The curriculum should be recognized according to the interest of the students. It should be so planned that it can lead to a social development. It should be arranged keeping in mind the changing demands of the society, and it should give importance to the students' leisure time. Next is selection of textbook. According to the Mudaliar Commission, textbook should be selected on the basis of its utility. A separate high-power committee was appointed for selecting books for all the classes. The books were selected depending on the standard of production, printing, what kind of paper is used, what kind of pictures are included, whether the content is suitable or not, etc. The members of this committee included a High Court judge, a principal of some governmental educational institute, a member of the Public Service Commission, a vice chancellor of a university, and 2 eminent educationalists and the director of education of the state. Next is character formation. Character of an individual is not only important for himself but also for the nation. Therefore, the character of the student should be well formed. Next is health education. All the students should be medically examined at least twice a year. They should be given the knowledge of basic hygiene, cleanliness, and other health related knowledge. Method of teaching. Learning through activity and project method should be given more emphasis compared to memorization and mindless learning. This will help the students to learn actively through purposeful and realistic situations and apply their acquired knowledge in the real life. Next is examination system. Objective tests should be introduced, and school records should be maintained where the students' progress can be checked from time to time. Now, these were the early recommendations of Secondary Education Commission at the time of formation. Today, it has gone through lots of modifications under the new educational policy. They are like conversion of high school into higher secondary school or senior secondary school, multi-purpose schools which will teach the elective subject along with the academic course, improvement of the facilities for teaching science, provision of educational and vocational guidance, and lastly, improvement of the examination and evaluation system. Now, in spite of everything, there are some demerits of Secondary Education Commission. The recommendations were not implemented faithfully. Various recommendations could not be implemented due to lack of funds, and it is still stressed about the universal education of English. So, this was all about Secondary Education Commission. So, today we have studied about 2 educational reforms, the Indian University Commission and Secondary Education Commission. That's all for today. We will discuss the other committees in our next video. If you like this video, then please like and share my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.